Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, D-Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Oh, why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no headlines here on this show ever. Why? Because I don't want to give you a case of the 4 A's. Angry, aggravated, afraid, and anxious. Instead, I want you to maximize your amazing feeling so that you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have topics and guests to that end, including Monday. It is Monday today. That means it's time for Mental Health Matters Mondays. It's a special series that I started before today, a few years back. The years are getting a little bit jumbled, which means I know I'm having fun because time is flying. And so grateful. Well, let's just start breakfast because that's how we start every weekday morning, is taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. I almost started doing my gratitudes without having them within the breakfast segment. What does that mean? Top of the bun. What are you grateful for that's outside of yourself? Bottom of the bun. What are you grateful for inside of yourself? What do you appreciate about yourself? So we start the day with gratitudes outside. Inside, we go to bed with liking yourself. And that's what we do every weekday morning. So what are you grateful for? Feel free to play in the chat in my cashew gallery to share your gratitudes, because that will ground them and you will start your day in the most positive way, I promise, instead of angry, aggravated, anxious, and afraid from the headlines. So I will start. What am I grateful for? Oh, the only caveat is if you're listening on the AM FM side in your car, please do not chat. Wait till you get somewhere safe if you're tuning in on NBC News Radio, KCAA. So what am I grateful for? I am grateful that I did my first red carpet on Grammy after party yesterday at the Sky Bar on Sunset Boulevard, and that was super fun. Thanks to Top of the Line PR for inviting me as a VIP guest, and I walked the carpet, and then I brought my microphone out just to see if there's anyone to say hello to. The day before, I'm grateful that I did get to say hello and got a soundbite from Black China. I met her brother, the makeup artist, behind the scenes, and didn't realize it was her brother. And then I had spoken to her briefly while she was talking to somebody else on the line. And I had mentioned that my daughter, Sarah, was a huge fan, especially since she has, changed and taken out all the fake stuff on her face and body, and is now an advocate for positive things. So I was really happy to have a minute with her. She suggested that we FaceTime my daughter. So that was very fun. And then come to find out that her brother was the one who complimented me. So that whole story, actually, I can play that. Yeah, let me play that in a minute when we come back for break. But it was I'm grateful that I got to not only have a soundbite with Black China, but also with um, two people who I had met in 2017 in Peru. So, what are the chances? What caught moment? Another, what are the chances of that? That I get invited to cover this great event in Palm Desert called Starry Starry Night. Daphne Barak is the cancer survivor, and she's amazing because she took, something that happened to her and didn't just, go away, but has spent a lot of time and energy raising funds for cancer research, and that was her third annual. And her one of her closest friends is Cheryl Hines, and Cheryl's husband Robert Kennedy Jr. We're not talking about politics. We're talking about people who are behind and supporting things that are a bipartisan issue. And that's all we talk about here. So, cancer research is a great way if you have end of year money left over before the tax season hits, then it's a great 501c to donate towards. And I got to reconnect with Cheryl Hines. You remember her from Curb My Enthusiasm with Larry. I have great memory, but my recall sucks, especially when it comes to Hollywood. Yeah, I think that's an emotional block because I think everybody's important. See, there's the sirens. That emphasizes that whatever I'm saying at the moment is the truth. So her and Robert Kennedy Jr. on the carpet, I got to reconnect with them. And Cheryl does remember that behind the scenes, backstage in Peru when I was singing with the Agape International Choir, and we were touring in the Andes and got to open a choral festival, international choral festival. We were the opening act. So that was kind of cool. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I have great clothes in my closet that I get to, that are red carpet ready. And I am grateful that I just, that my younger daughter and her boyfriend are coming to visit this week. I'm very excited. They're driving down today from San Francisco. All right, those are all the gratitudes. Thank you for the finger. Somebody just gave me not that finger, but this finger. And welcome to the show. I'd love to have you chat with me during breakfast if you would like, as long as you're not driving. If you're at work and multitasking, welcome to you as well. And thanks for bringing me into your morning. We're going to go to the bottom of the bun now, which is what are you grateful for about yourself? What do you like particularly about yourself? And the reason why we do this, it's weight training for personal mastery. You can have all the fame and success, but inside, if you have feeling fear of failure, fear of success, self-sabotage, you think there's something wrong with you because you were raised, as I was, one of the 7 out of 10 of us who've had childhood trauma, then it's not easy to compliment yourself. You were told by well-meaning, sometimes more mean than well parents that who you think you are, you're not all that. Don't toot your own horn. And as a result, a lot of us have a difficult time saying, good job, mama, or good on you, or yay, you. And I want that to be a part of your daily practice, especially at night before you go to bed, so that you don't have difficulty falling asleep like you normally do if you're thinking about, oh, I didn't get this done, or oh, I shouldn't have said that, or oh, I can't believe they said that to me. Blaming, shaming, and self loathing is the the most extreme. But self dislike, unfortunately, is a little more common than I'd like it to be. So, in order to claim your birthright to happiness, because I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years, I want you to do this particular exercise before bed. What do you like about yourself? especially if you are a millennial or Gen Z who seem to be walking around looking for likes. Yeah. They call me an influencer. I don't know if I want that title, but I saw a bunch of them on the red carpet last night. And unless you are influencing in a positive way, I don't want to talk to you. So I'm not mentioning any names. All right, here we go. What do I like about myself? I like that ah, I like that I have a very creative mind. And especially when I meditate and I connect to the creativity, to the creative energies that are all like you're in it. Whether you believe it or not, you're in it and you can have access to that power if you are purposeful and say, I believe in a creative, energetic field of life. I believe that I come from love and I go back into love when I die. I believe that the creative force, some people call it God, some people call it love, some people call it nature, whatever you want to call it. We are a part of that. We are an expression of that creativity. I mean, we are a miracle just to be alive, and we don't have to tell our bodies to digest food or breathe. The planets didn't crash into each other last night. We are alive and the miracle of life, and we can plug into that. And then I can get inspired. This morning in meditation, I was inspired. I've been saying, we're going to have a get happy hour again, a regular session where people can, just donate a bit, $44, and they get an hour with me with a small group of people. And we can talk about those things that are keeping you from getting happy. And then had the thought, you know what? I'm going to call it a pain clinic, past pain clinic. So that everyone who is struggling with past pain is blocked from happiness because they keep thinking about their past pain. We've got beta blockers, we've got emotional hangovers. And so I'm going to form the first, as I think it is, the first, let's see, past pain clinic. So that we're past pain free. There we go. I'm creating on the spot, past pain free clinic for your emotional hangovers, for your blame and shame cycles. And we're going to start that. I just need enough people to say, yes, I'm in. Message me, and then we'll pick the Tuesday to start. That'll be a Tuesday session unless we get somebody who's bringing 20 people who say they want it on a different day. If it vibes with my schedule, we'll do it then. So just planting that little seed, but I need enough yeses and so that I can make sure that my team's going to kill me because I'm not supposed to be doing things that are not money, energy, investment generating. But I know that everybody doesn't have unlimited funds. So I want to, enough to make you committed and not too much to break. Yeah. So that's what I get to do. I do one nonprofit project a year, and this is it. So yeah, message me, go to drmarissa.life. That's the website that you see up right now. And that way we can start this for the 2026 season. All right. What else do I like about myself? I like that I have I spoke all week, and it's funny, somebody said, I've never heard you speak before, and you're great. You have a really great voice. You have like a radio voice. And then I didn't know if I wanted to disappoint them and say, actually, I do. I've been on the air now for 719 consecutive weeks on radio, and because there's cameras in the studio, also radio, TV. and I can no longer say I have a face for radio, but that was pretty funny, and I appreciate and I'm glad that I have a voice for radio and for TV and for stage. So I'm grateful for that. All right, that's it for Breakfast with Dr. Marissa. I do this every weekday morning with you to start every show. So join me. It's a good life habit. Hashtag Blissipline for you to start your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. What are we talking about today? Well, the awards season is upon us. Last night, my red carpet on Grammy after party. The Olympics are starting. I believe it's tomorrow. The Oscars are coming. The Super Bowl is happening. What else is happening? I put it down here. Tennis, Australian Open just happened. Yay, Carlos. Although it was very difficult to watch. Two of my favorites are Carlos and Zverev, and that was I felt really bad for Zverev because he really, you know, came back. But then the bigger comer backer was Carlos Alcaraz. So congratulations to you. But okay, so award season, acting to music, to tennis, to football, and the Olympics. I also watched the documentary on Netflix where Michael Phelps is calling for greater awareness and support for what is known as Olympic depression. And it got me thinking we should talk about winning and losing and the cost of winning and losing, especially as it impacts our happiness. So that's the topic of today. Mental Health Matters Monday. I always pick something that, is impacting positively or negatively your happiness, negatively in the first half of the show and then positively in the second half. So competition, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Can you lose and still be happy? That's the question. So what do you think? Can you? Please do chat with me in my cashew gallery if you're not driving, and give me your 8 cents worth on the topic. So let's start with what Michael Phelps was talking about, Olympic depression. So, here, I can't think of a better person. Caleb Kessler. That's the other name I wanted to bring up. I think that's his name. Yes, Caleb Kessler. I loved, like Michael Phelps. I think he said it after in the documentary than Caleb. When Caleb Kessler was interviewed, believe it was the last Olympics, I was so touched by his being forthright and put the moose on the table. That's my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. I keep meaning to invite him on the show. So if anyone is connected to Caleb Kessler, please send that message to him. I will try to remember to do that this week. But I was particularly struck by what he said. Let's see. I'm going to go on his Instagram here. Oh, he's skiing. Wow, that's kind of cool. But let's see. I wonder if it actually has what he said in that interview. I didn't have a chance. I was home later last night that's the one thing about award season, my sleep. But he said, and you'll have to forgive me if I don't get this completely word for word accurate, but I was struck by his admitting and being open and saying, I got to get a gold medal, right? And within like a week of coming back, he went into a depression. And Michael Phelps, another great example. How many gold medals does he have? How many uh, 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 wins? Way more wins than losing. And in our culture, if you're a winner, you're supposed to be happy, right? Fame and fortune. That is the unspoken spoken definition of success, right? And everybody's chasing that pursuit of success and happiness. And it seems like when you get success, uh, it's a negative impact on your happiness, according to these people who literally have achieved what everyone wants to achieve when it comes to success. Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain, Kate Spade. Uh, they had professional mastery, successful, fame, fortune, money. Fortune is money, but renown, and they were not happy. And so winning, the winning part of success does not necessarily bring happiness. And according to many athletes, many winners, many, um, you know, competition, even lottery winners, okay, winning has that glow, has that positive, yeah. And then, like winning a gold medal, being on the podium, and then you go home or you go back to normal. And this is a documented phenomena that when you win, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to live happily ever after. Olympic depression, as Michael Phelps says, is a real thing. And let's see, I can actually pull this up now because I know that they define it. So let me, my assistant Google. Here it is. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian, suffered from severe post-Olympic depression and anxiety after nearly every games starting in 2004. Following intense highs, he experienced deep, dark, depressive episodes, even locking himself in his room for days. He initially hid these struggles as weaknesses, but now advocates for mental health, calling vulnerability a positive, transformative force. How beautifully said. Post-Olympic crash. That's a term. And noting he felt often experienced now what feeling after achieving his lifelong goals. So that is a particular type of depression. I think that this is something you don't even have to, you can say a post Grammy depression, post Oscar depression, post Emmy, post football, post Super Bowl, post anything that you are in a competition for can lead you to a place that is, not where you want to be. And I have to give credit for all of those who, starting with my honorable moniker, uh, Oprah, who made talking about things like this, mental health, depression, not feeling okay, feeling insecure, okay to talk about. And that's why being introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah, and being, if you ask my assistant Google, just Asian Oprah, I'm grateful that I am known as that honorable moniker because I really do credit Oprah with bringing meaningful discussion to media when she came out during the time of Jerry Springer. Um, you know, we are way more than the stupid things that we do or say, and that life is so important. We should be talking about those things instead of watching stuff that says, "What's wrong with people?" All right. So that was a little aside, but I definitely want us to deal with this today. So the cost of winning, and then we're also going to talk about the cost of losing. That's a more obvious one. Nobody likes to lose. I had friends, show guests that turned into friends that were up for a Grammy yesterday, and I was rooting them on, and I was wiggling my fingers, and sadly, they lost. Although they could have lost to um, someone, not as honorable, like say, I'm not going to name names, but in their category, but they lost to the Dalai Lama, and you know I love the Dalai Lama, so I didn't want to necessarily root against the Dalai Lama, but in their categories. But I'm knowing that, and I loved, I emailed her, and said, "I'm so sorry, I really wanted you to win." And she responded beautifully, and I just want to just repeat what she said. Dear everyone who was cheering me on, and please make a note of that because I will love, love, love you forever for that. Even though I did not take home the gold Grammy, I took home the knowledge that my peers thought enough of my music and my life, and my life is my music, to nominate me for Grammy for her audiobook. And that's Carol Connors. And she's so amazing and incredible. I'm grateful that, she, along with so many of my past guests, have become friends. And we're going to have her back on with her writing partner. She's putting together a book of Carolisms. And we were joking about that on the carpet when she was at the Palm Springs Film Festival. So the audiobook is now also a film form. So we're rooting that on. So could be at the Oscars instead of the Grammys. But the fact that she got nominated was really great. So losing. Yeah. Doesn't feel good. I hate losing. I am extremely competitive. For those of you who know me, they're like, yeah, understatement of the year. And I'm a very good winner. It's not whether you win or lose, it's whether I win or lose. And I try not to be a poor loser. 88% of the time, I'm successful. 12% of the time, I'm not. I am trying to model and teach the art of good winning. The people will say I'm a very good winner, but gloating is not a good winner. So there's some in my Mahjong Beaches league that I started who are, I'm not going to name names, but it's bad enough that you're winning and I lose, but then to rub it in my face by saying you should have got more points is not going to sit well with me. But good winners are a good thing, which means you're a gracious winner. But let's talk about losing for a second. My co-host Ricky Rebel at one point said, "I wish there was no competition at all because that whole feeling that comes with losing is so horrible, and everybody is fabulous in their own right, and I believe that. But I do like competition. There's just something about the possibility that you're going to win, and that feeling of winning is just, it's like a drug. Honestly, it feels, you feel like a high, like a mini euphoria, or I'll say a mini intellectual orgasm, or whatever you want to call it. I know it's early, but it was in context in case I get yelled at by the guys at the studio. But I am saying that, you know, there is a way to lose without saying no more competition. What does losing mean when that happens? And does it have to take you down for longer than 15 seconds? That's the question that we're going to come back to after break because, yep, it is time for news, weather, traffic, and a word from our sponsor. Don't go away. This is Mental Health Mondays on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show, podcast number 1500 and I think it's 69. We will be right back with more of happiness and the cost of winning and losing here with me, your personal advocate for more hope and happiness. Don't go away. I'll be right back in 2 and 2. If I can find the break music.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pay's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio station, streaming on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my show Central, my YouTube TV channel that houses all 1,596 or 65 podcast shows. And thanks to you, my impression number is over 6.5 million on this channel. And my thanks to Gladys Knight, my social's been blowing up. Her views are at 1.2 million now. And let's see what else. It's an Asian Oprah giveaway day today. For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, you are fortunate because today you get a free copy of my audiobook, national and #1 Amazon bestseller, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. It is self-help on steroids. There's places to do exercise. I hold your hand figuratively as you go through the book. And today, because it's Mental Health Monday Matters, I give away, my nonprofit gives away 8 Ways to Happiness, the audiobook version. And all you need to do is go to my website, which is here on screen. Scroll down to the very bottom, or there's a pop-up as well, and just put in your name, email. I promise not to spam you. I barely even remember to give you an email every quarter, let alone I do not do emails every week or even month. But if you put in their Asian Oprah giveaway, I will give you that $20 giveaway gift. All right. And then I have an additional Asian Oprah giveaway today. A pair of tickets to Don McLean. Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee. You know that. He is going to be at the Saban Theater on Saturday, February the 7th. It's in Beverly Hills. So, if you live a little further, make it a vacation. Saturday, February the 7th, 8 p.m. All you need to do is go to that same website, put in subject matter instead of my audiobook, put in Don McLean tickets. Yes, Don McLean or Bye Bye American Pie or however you want to say it, I'll know. And then I will give you instructions on how to pick those tickets up. All right. And I will be there. So you can yesterday was a lot of selfies. And I appreciate that. Somebody asked, will you go into incognito when you get, like, I had someone pull up at a gas station when I was pumping and asked if I was Dr. Marissa, which was wonderful. I said, no, I will never go incognito because I'm not being recognized for acting a person that I'm not. I'm getting recognized for hope and happiness. And I hope that never stops. And I love that. And I always will have time to take that selfie. So yeah, there's that answer for you. All right. So 2 Asian Oprah giveaway tickets today, 1 to Don McLean, and then 1 to my website where you can get a free audiobook copy of my #1 Amazon and national best-selling book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. Okay. So those are the Asian Oprah giveaways. That business is over. Now we can go back for the topic of the day, which is the cost of winning and the cost of losing. It is the second half of the show now, so we're going to talk about solution. What is the solution to the downside of winning and the downside of losing? We started with winning before break. I'm going to start with losing after break. So you spend a lot of, I think the Olympics are the best example of this. So 4 years of your life, and a lot of the athletes who were featured on that documentary on Netflix. I don't need to give you the particulars. You can just Google Michael Phelps documentary Netflix and it will come up. And I do agree with him. We need to be more cognizant of the cost of spending 4 years of your life and you don't have friends and you don't have relationships. You've missed the growing up of your kids. Just a constant hyper focus on one goal. And you probably did a gold medal a run through 1,000,000 times, and then you get to the crunch of the Olympic performance and you tank. And that's 4 years of your life you're never going to get back. I can say this for anything. Those who were nominated for the Grammy yesterday, it's not like the people who didn't win were horrible. They were all good. It was a competition that is based on things that you cannot control, right? Anyone, a Super Bowl, look at Philadelphia Eagles, my daughter's boyfriend's favorite team. They did well through the entire season, and then to not make it into the Super Bowl. It's crushing, right? You know, the camera focuses on the players that are crying. I'm never going to apologize for crying. I think tears are the disinfectant that make your heart soft. And I hope the cameras are not there to try to shame men who are crying. It's a disappointment. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel the disappointment, to feel the sadness. And depression is just sadness on steroids. It's normal to feel that. So feel it fully and feel it in a way that you understand, just like a diagnosis. When you get a diagnosis for a disease, that's not winning in health, right? The tendency is to then forget everything else in your life. So it is a part of you, but it is not the whole of you. When you're losing, it is a part of you. It's something that's happening, but it's not the whole of you. And I think one of the things about personal mastery that I keep kindly yelling at you about is that you are the boss of your own reactions, and that yes, when you lose, it doesn't feel good. I don't want you to lose all the time. I don't like the feeling of losing myself. I don't like to lose, but how long are you going to stay in that feeling of losing? You can choose. I put a timer on myself. That was how I shaped it. I used to lose an entire day if I lost something, right? Or if I lost a competition, or if I've been in lots of competitions. I don't talk about the times that I've lost. I've only talked about the times that I've won. Why? Because it feels better and it's still the truth. Why should I keep talking about the times I lost when there's more times that I've won? And talking about that makes me feel bad. The media does not help. The media loves, who was talking about that? It's a phenomena, media loves to highlight you, right? Going into the hype, going into the Olympics of some people, it's almost like a setup. And then they're the first to just bring you down. They love highlighting how you failed. And that's not okay. And that's why we don't do that here. Excuse me. Time for coffee. I love being one with my coffee. Mainstream media, which I'm not, and I'm proud of that. If it bleeds, it leads. If people fail, you're going to highlight it. We don't do that here. I made a specific point 13 and a half years ago that we will not talk gossip and celebrate in people's mistake, because we're all human and we've all done it. So obviously I'm not a huge fan of TMZ. That's why we don't celebrate when people, big breakup, ugly divorce, all of that. Even when people say stupid things, because everybody's human. And 12% of the time we step in it. 88% of the time we're fabulous. So same thing applies to you. If you are your best friend, why would you talk about and focus on the one insult when you got 99 compliments? Why do you say you are your own worst enemy? Why do you say you're harder on yourself than anybody else? That is the talk of the dis-ease of perfectionism. Perfectionists used to rule. It was a good thing to be a perfectionist. That meant you worked hard. That means you sacrificed everything to be the best that you can be. And it is a dis-ease. I'm a recovering perfectionist myself. It is a sure way to have a shirty, forky life. I don't want that. I want to be happy 88% of the time. So when it comes to losing, feel the loss. Take that breath in through the nose. Ah, that did not feel good. I wanted to win so much and I prepared for it and I did everything and it's not fair. Life's not fair. Ah. And then release. Stories and the drama. I've gotten mine down to 17 seconds because law of attraction. Abraham Hicks says that all it takes is 17 seconds to bring the next like thought or condition to you. So I use that when I'm happy. I'm happy for 17 seconds and I say, oh, look at that. Look at the birds. They were flying across when I was driving to Palm Desert. It was incredible. Oh, look at the way that kid is playing and dancing. And I dance for 17 seconds and I milk because positive will attract positive. And conversely, if I'm pissed off, if I'm in my piss-offedness for more than 17 seconds, the law of attraction will bring me something more to be in that state of piss-offedness. That is the law. It's the law of attraction, just like the law of gravity. It works whether you believe it or not, whether you fight against it or not, it's going to happen. So that's why when you're feeling the loss of losing, when you are in a competition and you lose, feel fully those feelings. Number one, I do not advocate saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. It's just a game, not a big deal. No, please. If you're competitive like I am, and we all are, we're born, everybody has a competitive gene. Some just are not as well developed as mine is. So it's normal to feel disappointment in a loss. We're never going to get to a world where there is no competition. I'm sorry. It is just one of the things that makes us feel alive. So if you lose, get pissed off for 17 seconds. Maybe start with, I used to get very angry and depressed and sad and disappointed. And I'd lose a whole day in that feeling. And it wasn't a good feeling. So then when I started to learn and practice and practice what I teach and preach around personal mastery, I said, okay, I can feel the feelings for, I'd say, I'm going to let myself be not happy for a day because this was a big loss, or not happy for a month when I got the blood clots and I can no longer fly, which I love to do without risk. I can't race sailboats ever because of the blood thinner. I was sad every morning for a month because I needed to feel sad. That was a loss, right? So when you lose in a competition, that's a loss. So let yourself feel those feelings, because if you don't, you shut the door on high level feelings as well. Emotions run on a dumbwaiter door, which means if you cut off the bottom, you're going to cut off the top. If you can't feel anger, you're not going to feel excitement. Right? You won't have the capacity. If you shut that door and say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, when you're not, first of all, fine stands for effed up, emotional, neurotic, and irrational. So we don't want that. But that baseline, not feeling anything, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, is a horrible way to live. We're human beings. We want to have the state of being that embraces all emotions. I'm not advocating going postal. Sorry, that's not a negative on postal people. I appreciate mail delivery, but that expression talks about a person that just goes off, or road rage, right? That is only staying at the bottom and never revisiting and having the upside, and has consequences. So feel the feeling safely. Anything below 0, feel the feeling safely, but feel it all the way through. Now, when I lose, I'm like, and that's it. That's even less than 17 seconds. There has to be a way to release that negative energy. Okay. Once that's done, then I can take a breath. And then talk myself as my best friend around the loss. Yeah, I did spend 4 years working towards this. I did, lose time with my family. I did lose a relationship because it wasn't a priority. Yes. And I learned and made my body do things that I have never thought I could do. I am an inspiration to so many kids who now believe that if I can do what I've been doing, um, I can do anything. And I did win at this level. I did win awards at this level. I um, I showed myself how disciplined I can be and how responsible I can be and how I can, shoulder my way through things that are in my way. And I have been chiseled into an incredible sculpture. I have pictures and I have recordings of me doing superhuman things. I'm talking as if I'm an Olympian, which I'm not. But if I make this personal, those things that I did not win, that I was nominated for, and there's a lot of things that are in that category. I focus and I choose to focus. This is personal mastery on, but I did win. I've won I've won so many awards. It's too long for the resume. I've been complimented so many times. I've lost count. I am seen. I'm recognized in Australia at Bondi Beach, across a beach, by strangers who have seen some of the things that I do that are all within hope and happiness. I'm known for, so it is personal mastery that allows you to choose what you focus on if you're losing, if you've lost, right? So feel the feeling of loss fully, and then choose thoughts and choose ways in which to soothe that critic who's, on a pedestal because it is disappointed and angry at you. You have so much support. Every person has way more support and way more love than they focus on or acknowledge. That's the skill. This is personal mastery. This is how you claim your birthright to happiness 88% of the time, even if you lose. So all the people who lost in the Grammys yesterday, so what? You did a great job on the creation you did, and this is a subjective, competition, every competition, however they put that. There's no such thing as an unbiased competition. And so you don't know why someone won. You can make it up and put them down, but why bother? Why not just celebrate the successes that you have that have nothing to do with this particular competition? Okay. And if you've won, and you celebrate and you celebrate and you celebrate, and then you put it in perspective and say, my life is more than this Grammy Award. My life is more than this silver medal. My life is more than this gold medal. I so appreciate my family who allowed me to hyper focus on something for 4 years, and I'm going to love on them now. I'm going to feel the disappointment that it's over, but I know who I am. I know that I can do more than one thing. Everybody can do more than one thing. That whole saying of jack of all trades, master of none is bullshitaki. I am putting that moose on the table. I've been an advocate for multi-hyphenate my entire life. I didn't even know that there was a term called multi-hyphenate, and I refused to follow the advice of so many people who said you have to stop trying to do so many things because you can only be good at one. And that's bullshitaki. I've got plenty of hours in my life. I can do 10,000 hours on a number of things, and I will continue to. And I don't have any plans of retiring. All those who are telling Gladys Knight to retire, grow up. Sorry. I don't have time to hide all the negative stuff about Gladys on my social. It's ridiculous that people are so myopic and angry at themselves that, hurt people. If you cannot say nice things, keep your posts to yourself. Please keep your reactions to yourself. They have no room on my social because you have a choice. You always have a choice what you say. You always have a choice on how you react. You always have a choice on how you react to losing, winning, and it can 88% of the time it can be brilliantly positive and loving. 12% of the time, I'm going to give you the permission to be a little bit ugly, but please don't do it around me. I'll try to do it not around you. I try to do it in private. And I certainly don't post on it. So here we go. Summary for today. The cost and benefit of winning and losing, it's all in the reaction for both winning and losing. You choose. You're the boss of your reaction, and the more that you can choose to react in a way that soothes your own soul, the better. You can be happy whether you win or lose. In the aftermath of whether you win or lose, if you choose to see the best possible feeling, whatever the thought is, does it make you feel good or bad? If you've won something, well, I've shown them, does that make you feel good? Maybe a little, and then you're going to feel bad because nobody wants to put that in anyone's face. It just doesn't feel good. We're not wired that way. We're wired to be humankind, emphasis on kind. So when you're not kind, you will feel good for maybe a second, and then you're going to feel not so good after. That's why I try not to react, knee-jerk reaction, because most likely I will look like a jerk. That's my final word. I hope you've enjoyed today's talk on winning and losing and Mental Health Matters Monday, taking responsibility for your own mental health. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room, reminding you that it's all about balance, peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. I will see you tomorrow.